Okay, so this is substitution. This is like yesterday how I said we're going to solve systems by graphing. We're going to learn two other methods to solve systems of equations in this chapter. One's called substitution. This is that day. The other one's called elimination. We'll do it next week. All right. So here we go. Steps for substitution. I need to unfreeze the screen so you can see what I see. There you go. Substitution is defined to be method of finding an exact solution of a system of equations. Okay, method of finding an exact solution of a system of equations. Your steps are, number one, when necessary, solve at least one equation for one variable. Okay, solve one equation for one variable. Because the system of equations will have how many equations? Two. Good. System of equations will have two, just like last night. Okay. So you need to solve, just like if you're making it y equals. Alright? Number two, step two. Substitute the resulting expression from step one into the other equation to replace the variable, and then solve the equation. That sounds like a way more complicated step than it actually is. Okay, so that'll make sense once we actually get going. Step three. Or here, let me go back. Step two real quick. When you're done solving an equation, what do you get? A solution, also known as starts with N. A number, right? You get a number. Okay. So this will give you a number. Step 3 says substitute the value from step 2, which is that same number, into either equation, solve for the other variable, and then write the solution as an ordered pair. So number one, solve by substitution. We have a system of equations, y equals 2x plus 1, and we have 3x plus y equals negative 9. Alright, now if you follow your steps, you know that you're supposed to make one equation solved for one variable. Okay? Is one of those two equations solved for one of the variables up there right now?
Yeah. No.
Well, okay, let's back up here. What is solved? Here, hang on. Pause. So you notice the first one has y equals 2x plus 1. It's solved for. Step 2. Substitute that expression into the other equation for a variable. Just like you did on the first one. You took 2 and you plugged it in, right? On the one we did on the whiteboard? Okay? Same thing here, except it's not a number. It's a full-blown expression. You go with it the same way. So 3x plus. I always do parentheses here. Okay? Don't get ahead of me. Alright. So that's step 2, or part of step 2 at least. Plug it in. Dylan?
Could you combine those two x's?
That's what we're about to do next. Yes, sir. Alright? Now you do your order. Now you just solve the equation. Okay? Right there it's going to be some sort of equation that you guys have seen before, and you solve it. Okay? So what Dylan said is absolutely true. You have like terms on the left-hand side, here and here. Let's combine those. So 3x plus 2x gives you 5x plus 1 equals negative 9. How do you solve the equation the rest of the way? Subtract 1. So 5x equals negative 10, and then So x equals -2. Okay? That's the end of step 2. That's the value the end of step 2 is talking about. Okay? Step 3. Take that value and go where? Isaiah.
Solve for each equation.
Not quite. Melinda. Solve for the other variable. So we solve for x, we need to solve for y. And you do that by taking -2 and plugging it in for x. In which equation?
The top.
The top? Humbert? The bottom? Are they both wrong?
No.
Are they both right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both right. You could do either one. It doesn't matter. Okay? Doesn't matter. My advice, do the top one. Okay? But technically speaking, doesn't matter. So, you have y equals 2. Plug in that -2 plus 1. It's 2 times -2. -4 plus 1 gives you -3. What's the very last thing it says in those directions? No, Melinda. Ordered pair 'em. In an ordered pair, what goes first? X. Okay. Number 1. Do we have an equation solved for one variable? Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y equals 4x minus 6. Step 2. Substitute that equation into the variable in the other one. Okay, so someone give me that next line. Patch.
5x plus 4x minus 6 equals -4.
No. Coral.
5x plus 3 and then parentheses 4x minus 6.
Perfect. Okay? The girls are winning.
I had the exact
Okay?
same thing.
Dylan?
Could you put the equation in the 3? Like,
Clarify. What do you mean?
for example, like 5x plus 4x minus 6 times 3.
No. Well, it's 4x minus 6 in parentheses. It has to be.
Oh, okay.
It has to be. Okay? Because what is y? In the top. Y equals what?
4x minus 6.
4x minus 6. Okay? In the bottom, how many y's do you have?
3.
3 of them.
Oh.
Make sense now?
Yeah.
And since the top one is a binomial, what do you have to do with that 3? Starts with a D.
Distribute.
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 Okay? So whenever you have a number in front of the y you are substituting in for, you have to make sure that you put that expression, this one here, in parentheses. Okay? Which adds a step to your solving process, but that's going to happen. Okay? So in this case, your next step is to what? Distribute. So you get 5x plus 12x minus 18 equals -1. Okay? From there, just like last time, combine like terms. So 5 plus 12?
17x.
17x minus 18 equals -1. Add the 18 over, equals 17. Divide by 17, x equals 1. Okay? Take that 1 and plug it back in. Does it matter which equation? Nope, but I'm going to do the top one. So y equals, whoops, a little small, ain't it? Zoom out just a little bit. There we go. Y equals 4 times 1 minus 6. So y equals 4 minus 6, and 4 minus 6 is -2. So you get 1 -2. Next one. X plus 2y equals 6. 3x minus 4y equals 28. Okay. Now, do you have an equation solved for a variable? No.
Should we do it to the
Okay.
top?
And that's how this one differs from what we've done so far. Okay. So now you have to make a decision. What do I do? Okay. Dalton.
We subtract x over the 6. Subtract x to both sides.
Okay, and then you would
Divide to both sides.
to solve for y, right? Okay. Now, he's saying subtract the x over and divide by 2, solve for y. All right, Anthony. Bingo. Bingo. Perfect. You don't have to solve for y. Okay? This is not graphing. You do not have to solve for y. So what Federico just said, subtract 2y over, you have x solved for, you're good. Solve for one variable in one of the equations. Directions doesn't say which one. Okay? Reason you want to solve for x, look, you don't have to divide anything. See that? Okay?
Oh,
Make sense?
yeah.
So subtract the 2y, so x plus 2y equals 6, maybe, there it is. And now that's your expression, and it's going to go where? Be specific. Dylan? The second equation, which variable? X, good. It's going to go right here. Okay, so 3 parentheses 6 minus 2y minus 4y, bless you, equals 28. After that, you solve it like normal. Distribute, like terms, subtract, divide. That's pretty much the same song and dance every single problem right there. Okay, once you have this set up. All right. Something I haven't said yet, at this line right here, after you plug in, make sure you have the same variable. Okay? If you still have x's and y's here, you messed up someplace. All right? So distribute the 3. So 18 minus 6y minus 4y equals 28. Gives you, come on now. (18 minus 10y equals 28. Who's got the laser pointer?
Don't look at me. Because I'm going to start smiling and it's going to look suspicious.
Subtract 18. Well, then maybe not. And y equals -1. Now take that. Now here's the key part, okay? Now you can take that, you can plug it in to one of your equations. Now the only thing is, you have a few more options here. You could plug it in here, you could plug it in here. Where else could you go? Where's there?
Over there.
I don't know. I was doing the next problem and I just heard you say here.
Where else could you go with it? What equation? I already eliminated here and here. Anthony? Yeah, this one right here. You could do the x equals equation too, since it's just a varying form of this equation. Any one of the three. All right, so x equals 6 minus 2 times -1. X equals 6 plus 2. So x equals 8. Or to pair them up. Do you have an equation solved for?
It's not possible to solve.
I didn't ask that question. Do you have an equation solved for?
Yes.
Yes, you do. All right, y equals 2x minus 4. All right, so you take that, you plug it in right there. Okay, go through the motions. Negative 6x plus 3 times 2x minus 4 equals negative 12. Distribute. Combine like terms. Now what happens? Bertelsmann. They cancel each other out. Negative 6x plus 6x is 0x, better known as 0. Okay? So you are left with negative 12 equals negative 12. Okay? You add 12 to both sides, you get 0 equals 0. So what's your answer? No. No.
Infinite numbers.
Okay, so it's not no solution. It's not all real numbers either. All right? Which is the adjustment we have to make now. Whenever we did this with equations, remember way back in chapter 2? We would just put the funny looking R and be done with it, right? It's not technically true anymore because it's not all real numbers. Okay? Because think about where these come from. These are two what? The system of equations is 2, starts with an L. At its core, they are 2 lines. And how many, what do lines lie on? Axis. And how many dimensions are there on that axis? 2. Okay? It's not, the statement is not going to be true for all of the real numbers, both directions. Okay? If it was just a single number line, like it used to be, then you say all reals. But that's not true anymore. You just have an unlimited number of numbers that it could be, but it's not all of them. That's why you say infinite number of solutions. Okay? Because think about this. Here's my graph. Right? I'm going to do my best impersonation of 2x minus 4. Let's see. That ain't bad. Okay? Since they're infinite, that means the two lines are the same line, which means the other line is this one here. Okay, everybody see that? Try plugging in 0, 0. Right there. Okay, I'll do it for you here. 0 equals, what's 2 times 0? 0. What's 0 minus 4?
0. Or 4.
Negative 4.
Negative 4.
Does that give you a true statement? No. So 0, 0 is not part of the solution. Okay? So this point here, since it doesn't lie on this line, is not part of this line's solution. Or this system's solution, rather. However, every single point that does lie on this line, which is how many? An infinite number, because lines go on forever and ever, amen, right? Is a solution. But it's not all of the real numbers. Makes sense on the difference. Okay? So yes, that is a growing up change we have to make. Okay? You cannot just say all reals and say it's okay. It's not. All right? It's going to be an adjustment, but we have to make it. All righty? Last one. Do you have an equation solved for? Yeah. So we're going to plug it in. You can go up top too. Okay, so plug in to here. So you get 2x minus, don't forget that minus sign, and don't forget the parentheses, 2x minus 3 equals 8. What do you do with that minus sign? Starts with a D. Switch them, which would mean you distribute. All right. So 2x minus 2x plus 3 equals 8. 2x minus 2x gives you 0 again, so you get left over with 3 equals 8. True or false? False. So what is your answer? No solution. That doesn't change. You can either do that symbol or you can write it out. Okay? Because then where are these lines? These two lines, when you graph them, are going to be no. Bertelsmann?
What?
Say again. Parallel. All right. They don't intersect at all, so you have no solution.
She said it.
Oh, I thought you said it. Sorry.
That really confused me.
All right. Everybody good on the differences? Okay. Cool. Any questions? Okay. Monday, we're going to do another day with this. We have, obviously, this word problem to get to yet. We'll do that on Monday. All right. I see you guys Monday and Tuesday. Monday, we're going to do another day of substitution. You'll have another day of worksheet or something like that. We'll finish this word problem up. Tuesday, we're going to do a new lesson. Okay, so new people, listen up. This is how this kind of works in here. The day before Wednesday will typically be a new lesson, but it will not be on that Wednesday's quiz. All right? If you look at your timeline, you have a quiz next Wednesday. Okay? Your quiz will be over this and 6.1. All right? Those two sections. That's it. All righty? Your homework here is going to be just 8 through 22 even, not 23 and 24. Those are the word problems. We'll get to those on Monday. All righty?